Oh, I need to come up with some creative processing. I kind of thought I come up with an idea. I have other tripods besides the ones I have. That's the camera, the phone's on or whatever. Also have the gimbal, but it's kind of hard, I think, for, let's say, to work the gimbal out to actually follow a bullet because it's way too fast. You need like slow motion camera, stuff like that. I don't have the money for that. But I was thinking of something else. I've got extra phones, but actually the cameras, unlike these, I like the blue, this cheap knockoff phone stuff. It's real cheap. I mean, the camera sucks on these things. Like you got the good phones like this from Verizon. I love the cameras on the camera on that. It's a good camera. And to get the stuff I want, I'm gonna be using that camera. So I got the extra tripod, right? Here, let's see. Okay, here I can use this. All right, so what I'm going to wind up doing, and I can use this as a reference. I'm going to take this. It's going to be beside me. I need to figure out a way to mount this. Yeah, let me put it this way. I need to figure out a way, some way to mount this so it's solid, so it won't move. So I'm going to have to wind up building something that can do that. That way I can get it on there and I can set it and I can see exactly where the scope is going. I mean, this top sight right here, I got this set. I got the back is good. Now that's set, that's on point, that hits, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this up somehow so it's in a mount. I'm going to set this either beside the gun or I'm going to mount it to the gun. That way, instead of me looking, let's say, through all the sights or scope, I'll be looking through the scope, but my other eye, if you're if you're like me and you were trained, let's say military and all that, and you were trained and stuff, you know, if you're let's say you're out on the field or whatever, you got your scope. Now, I've seen a lot of people, once they look through the scope, this eye is completely shut. Now, you're blind on this side of your body in case anybody is coming up beside you. Now, me, the way I do it, if I look through the scope, this eye stays completely open. My peripheral can actually spot something coming up from beside me or somewhat behind me. That gives you the indication. So if you're watching, let's say you have this. Okay, let's do this. Let's set up a little scenario here. All right, now okay, let's say you're doing your thing, right? All right, let me make it even a little bit more visible. So here, let me do this. Hold on, let me see. Let me find something real quick. I wonder if I can use what's from here. Let me see if I can use what's in here to do this. That will work. Yeah, let's see. There we go. Pardon while I create. All right, let's set this aside. This was the little kit I was talking about that I'd carry too. Because you never know when it's going to come in handy for that stuff. So let's get our scope. Let's set our scope up here. All right. Okay. Let's create this scenario. Let's say, okay, let me throw some stuff back together here. Okay. All right. Let's say you're out. Let's say you're on assignment.
Breaking free from the mindsets of your realities.
We can use even the info snipe stuff on the series. Okay, let's say info snipe is setting this stuff up, but this ain't the. Let's say it's the woods setting. He's out in the woods, all that kind of good stuff, right? Now, let's pop this out. Okay. Now, a lot of people actually do this. Now, let me get this right. Okay. When they go in and they start looking through that scope, this eye automatically shuts. And you're not looking, let's say, coming up behind you, and you're not seeing somebody come up. What happens? That's a series ending. Not going to happen. So when you're looking through your scope, you keep this eye open. Do not shut this eye. Keep this eye completely open. Open both eyes. Make that a habit. So if you're looking through your scope and you start seeing, and let's say you're holding here, and let's say you have this, and you have it back here like this, and you're looking through your scope, and you actually hear somebody coming up from, let's say, 60 to 50, 60 feet away. And you're like, and you kind of look that way, like you're still looking through your scope, but you're looking with both eyes this way. And you actually don't move your head that much, and you actually hear and see. Then you notice, next thing you do is you come out and you just go straight and find out who it is. Enemy, no more enemy. Foe, they'll do the calls or the sounds that you know. Okay, that's a friend coming up. That's the friend that has my back, or that's Overwatch or something like that, right? But when you're going and you're looking through the scope and everything like that, never close both eyes. Always have an eye completely open so you can watch your peripheral surroundings. Once you're down like this and you start looking through your scope, right? And you hear that certain sound of that leaf crunch or that stick break or something like that, you're immediately off your scope. Your head is still right here, but you're not looking through your scope no more. You're trying to determine where that noise is coming from. Is it coming from there, back here, behind, where? That's when the scenarios start going through your head. That's when the fear starts coming out. Not saying that there's people, there's any of the followers or anything like that watching this stuff that they fear, but it's not. It's the what's the word? It's the okay. I can't think of the word, but it's the presence of that fear coming into the mind, trying to overtake the positive thinking and the creativity in the heads of those that are doing this kind of stuff in real life. It's that presence that comes out that says, oh, we better fear. The fear hormones coming out. That can be stopped by the people who know how to stop it. That's when the mind pops and it's like you're down here like this looking, and you have whatever, you have your other sidearm or whatever, so you have it handy, right? And instead of freezing, you start thinking of what you can do. Are you going to be fast enough, since you are already ready with this? I mean, let me put it back on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, what the heck? Something's up. I'll get back to that story in a second. I just figured out something's up with this because it will not go on safety. So what happened? Here, let me do this. Let me take it down real quick, so I can figure out what happened here. Oh, there we go. It wasn't no work. Did you see how that was? This was actually popped up all the way up for some reason. Let me think. Oh, that's when I did the bolt adjuster, Mechy Military told me, that thing. I'll look it up. It helps the bolt go back in and push up where it needs to be. So what I did is when I put this in, and see, like, scenarios change up for me all the time like that. When I went in and I put this in, see how it kicks? And it stopped, like right here, like it's stopping right here, somewhat. I pushed it in, and when I brought it back, and when I used the bolt assist to get it going, when I pushed it, it pushed this piece up like this, and it wouldn't have shot. It would have shot, but it would not safety at all, because the safety mechanism, this was up here and it wouldn't safety at all. So let's put this back in and throw this back up and see if the safety works now. Yes, there we go. That's done. Now getting back to being like this and having somebody coming up beside you, behind you, or something like that, and you have your sidearm over here. You start thinking of scenarios in your head on how am I going to get out of this and how am I going to stop this, and you don't hear the call of let's say your teammate that's coming up, that's on Overwatch or that's got your back. You don't hear the familiar echo of whatever you guys use to let whoever know that they're around. It's like either the birds or the whatever that you could think of on that gives you that process. Like you can do the birds, or you can do something like that, or like well, right now my my whistle don't work right now. Let's see. But you can do the whistle, because I also got this fan going too. But you can whistle, or you can make the noise, or something like that people know can know that it's Overwatch, or it's a friend and it's not a foe. And then if you do not hear that, you know it's a foe. Nonetheless, you know it's a foe. Somebody coming up. And then you start thinking you got Overwatch somewhere. Either you're gonna hear a shot from Overwatch that's watching you, bam, taken care of, no problem. Right? So you got your Overwatch or your buddy sticking around somewhere. Then you're like this, and you think, and either if you do not hear that Overwatch shot, a lot of stuff's going to be racing through your head. You're going to have to find the area that's going to get you out of your situation. So it's either you can come from this side, or what I would do if I was in a situation like this, trying to get this arm quick enough, it's not going to work. So I'd use my wrist. See my wrist? I'd use my wrist and I'd put it on like this, but I'd move slightly and I'd put it on. And I'd take this one, let's say I had my gun. Let's say I'm like this and I had everything set up like this. I would use my wrist and I would quickly bring my gun up, which is right here, bring my other hand down, and I'd either come under and up or straight up. Bam. Done. No problems. Boom. Check him out. Clear his weapons. You got more ammo. You got this. You got that. You got more for what you need to do on the assignment you're on. You kind of you click to your Overwatch or wherever, however you communicate. Let them know you're off your scope. Give me a second. You go in, you hide, you basically throw something over, you hide the body so nobody else out there can see anything. Now, most of the guns like this aren't like this. They have the silencer on them, especially in ops. There's the silencer so they don't hear that shot. Some of the sniper rifles, they have the silencers on them, but on that hinders this bullet. As that bullet explodes and goes into that silencer, it slows the momentum of that bullet. Will it make the shot? The bigger sniper rifles, yes. The smaller ones that they have on distances and stuff, maybe not. So if you're around, but you need to do something, and you got a target that needs to be dealt with. The silencers usually are not on these sniper rifles. And this is actually not a sniper rifle. It's just an AR-15. It's not one of the sniper rifles. But this is one of the old versions of a sniper rifle. This is the Mosin Nagant, which is an old version of a sniper rifle. Now, I was gonna add the scope on top and all that kind of good stuff, but I'm not gonna. This is not a numbers matching Mosin. If it was a numbers matching Mosin, it'd be worth a lot more than it's worth. So this you could probably get maybe 200, a little over maybe for this gun because it's not a matching numbered gun. If it was matching, I wouldn't touch it. I'm still not going to touch anything and mess up anything of this gun. I like this gun. This gun looks nice. But if I wanted to add a scope to it, I'd add something around it with protection to actually mount a scope So I could mount a scope to it. But that's a different story. So on the you go lay down the momentum. You take care of them. You hide it. You take who you need. Who needs dealt with. You deal with it. Then are some of the ones like that? Are they gonna say, "Oh, I gotta do something with the board"? No, they're gonna actually see what they can use off the body. They're gonna put whatever, and they're gonna go. They're gonna go on their way out of the area, get what's theirs, and they're gonna go to their next off. They're not gonna say, "Well, I gotta do this now." Now, am I saying that the ones like that don't care about what they do? The true ones. It hurts them on some of the things, or some of the things that they have to do. There's areas on stuff that happens, and they start thinking about, like, let's say, enemies and stuff like that. Now, are they cold-hearted to what they had to do at that time? No. They're trained to deal with that in a different way than civilians are trained. That's why they come back out of all that, and that's why they have the PTSD. That's why they have those kind of echo problems that's in their mind that's stuck there. All that stuff that they had to do for our country is stuck in their head, and without the proper help, all those scenarios are going to be stuck in their head. They need the release. That's why there's a lot of programs in the States on with veterans helplines and stuff like that, to release and take them out of that dark area where they're stuck. And I hope a lot of my followers, they're not dealing with that kind of stuff. But that stuff is out there. It's all true, and it all happens. There's a lot of people out here that are in the civilian life that do not understand what it means to protect the United States from any enemy, foreign or domestic. That creates the PTSD. That's why a lot of the veterans now don't even have a home to go to. They're either they were so used to living off the land where they went that they come back to the States. They can actually live off said land, but they didn't have the necessary aid and help they needed when they got back to the States. It wasn't like they had, since if they're not active duty, they're not going to have the aid of the military coming in, doing food drops, doing this drop, doing that drop. Besides doing the other series on, let's say, the sniper series or anything like that, which this kind of stuff is going to be added into that series. Somehow creating, once I grow big enough to get more land somewhere, so I'll have the wooded area, or I'll have this area, or I'll have that area, I'm going to add those scenarios into the series. I'm going to create the scenarios of doing the I don't know. I'm not military, so I don't know what it'd be called. But let's just do it. Let's just do it my way. I'm gonna bring up the scenarios like after the op. after the assignment. Or you go in, but you lose complete communication, and you don't have communication with Overwatch. You don't have communication with anybody else. You don't have a way out. What I'll do is I will actually wind up creating or showing on the scenario I come up with the way out. What to do, how to go about doing it, what you need to set up on your surroundings where you're at. Are you able to be competent or culpable enough to actually go to the civilians around you and ask for aid? Not in a foreign country, depending on what the surroundings of that foreign country is. You'd have to think about your contacts on who you can talk to, or who you did talk to, who you know you can talk to, what to look for, what to find. You have to see that kind of stuff. Some of the stuff like that is really hard to see depending on, how can I put it? Depending on the state of mind you're in. Now, if you get to a point where you're going to do something, but you're not in that right mind, and you think, well, I got to go here, I got to go there. If you're still out in the wooded area or wherever you're at, right? But you need to get some stuff done, and you're not in that right mind yet. You need to actually put yourself in that right mind before you go and implement that. Because the ones that actually go into a scenario and they're not in their right mind, they're the ones that don't come back. You got to put it in your head that you're in your right mind. You know what you got to do. You know what you got to accomplish. You know down to every millisecond what needs to happen at that certain time. Go through it, get it, take care of it, get it done, and get where you need to be. I hope that a lot of this stuff I'm talking about is actually opening up a lot of eyes out there. Letting everybody out there know that's active military, retired military, that there is a way out. And hopefully maybe through this series, they're going to get that way out. They're going to get that escape. But like I said, I'm limited to what I can do now on showing those scenarios. Think about it. It's kind of eye-opening that actually somebody that has never, ever been in the military, was never trained in the military, knows the escape of said military, of said assignment, of said op, where a lot of our veterans are stuck and they need help breaking free from that mindset that they're in. Hopefully through this series, I can do that. I was thinking of doing the series as just what I was doing. Just a character and building that character, but I've got a better idea. I'm going to recreate a lot of the places where our veterans are and they're stuck in that mindset. But I'm going to go higher, and I'm going to use a mindset, but I'm going to show them the way out. I'm going to bring them to the light. Please give me time to do that. Let me create the way I create. I hope this helps a lot of people. And my upcoming series, will actually help a lot of our veterans that still need help. There's only so much one person can do. But I'm a little bit luckier, because instead of just being in an office having you guys come to me, guess what? I'm opposite. I'm coming to your cell phone. I'm coming to your laptop. I'm coming to your tablet or your electronic device. You don't need to come to me. I'm coming to you all to help you all. Let me create. And I hope it helps a lot of the veterans and everybody else out there. So I'm not just talking veterans. I'm talking civilians. I'm talking this mess. I'm talking that mess. But my main focus is our military. Helping them break the chains that bind their mind to one area, so they can break free of all that and lead better lives. Get back to their roots. I thank you all for listening. I'll get back on here a little bit later at some point if I don't lose my mind now. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I don't know. I don't know. I lost it. Oh well. I'm gonna have to get up and shut off. Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. Haha, I found it. Haha. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get off here and I'll come up with some sort of something. I'll come up with something. I'll see about this Saturday. It's kind of outside right now, so probably hotter than heck outside right now. So it's not like I'm gonna be doing that right now. But I'll come up with an area. There's some of the stuff in the house. I mean, I got to do a little cleaning to get some stuff and move some stuff out of the way to do a better, let's say a better one of the scenes, the sniper scenes or anything like that. Just something casual, not something the big stuff or whatever that I'm thinking, but some of the more casual stuff that, like, if you hear a noise and what it kind of triggers in your mind with stuff like that. So, I'll think of something. But I'll talk to y'all later. I hope y'all have a great week. And y'all stay blessed. Talk to y'all later. Y'all stay blessed. Thank you. Stay blessed.